Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Calls for NHS to ditch the word midwife because it excludes transgender people. The NHS is facing fresh criticism over its commitment to inclusivity after a proposal was made to replace the word midwife with the term lead perinatal practitioner in an effort to better accommodate transgender and non-binary people. This new suggestion comes from two academics in the field of midwifery, Dr. John Pendleton from the University of Northampton and Dr. Sally Pizzaro from Coventry University. Their research paper argues that the word midwife has become outdated and serves to reinforce the patriarchy. The academics contend that, as transgender and non-binary people increasingly require access to maternity services, a more inclusive term is needed to reflect this shift in societal understanding. Dr. Pendleton and Dr. Pizzaro's paper, titled From Midwife to Lead Perinatal Practitioner, A Utopian Vision, calls for a change in the language used by the NHS, claiming that terms like midwife uphold rigid gender binaries which may not be applicable in modern society. Read more. NHS shares silent killer 999 calls as people urged to know the signs. The authors suggest that the word midwife, which has been in use since medieval times, has a gendered implication that could make transgender men and non-binary individuals feel excluded. The paper argues that a shift away from traditional gendered language would not only enhance inclusivity, but also contribute to a broader societal understanding of gender and sex. In their view, adopting alternative language such as lead perinatal practitioner would help the midwifery profession evolve and make the healthcare environment more accessible for all. However, the proposal has sparked significant backlash from those who argue that it is unnecessary and detracts from the focus on providing care for women during childbirth. Critics have dismissed the suggestion as an example of wokeness gone too far, claiming that it risks undermining the clear role that midwives play in supporting women through pregnancy and childbirth. Helen Joyce from the campaign group Sex Matters labeled the proposal as ideological nonsense, stating that it prioritized political correctness over the needs of women. She told Mail Online, "Maternity services are under enough pressure without ideological nonsense being foisted upon them." Other voices in the midwifery profession, including Anna Melamed from the University of the West of England, have similarly rejected the idea, asserting that midwives are uniquely qualified to support women in childbirth, regardless of how individuals may identify. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. Don't miss. Next time there is a pandemic, the government should do this. Insight. Wes Streeting tells BBC presenter "You're dead to me" after on-air clash analysis. Wes Streeting is right to abolish NHS England, but must not fail in reform's pictures. This latest controversy follows a string of perceived examples of NHS wokeness. In 2022, the NHS faced criticism after it emerged that some trusts had reportedly begun asking men if they were pregnant before performing scans. The move, aimed at ensuring inclusive care, sparked public backlash, with critics arguing that it was a needless bureaucratic exercise and a waste of resources. The policy was widely ridiculed as a misguided attempt at inclusivity, with many questioning the logic behind asking biological men about pregnancy in the first place. While the NHS has stated that it is committed to providing services that support all patients, including those who are transgender or non-binary, some argue that such efforts risk undermining medical standards and practical care. With the health service already under immense pressure, there is growing frustration over what some see as a fixation on political correctness at the expense of frontline healthcare. Dr. Pendleton and Dr. Pizzaro's proposal to ditch the word midwife is the latest example of the NHS's efforts to adopt more inclusive language. As the debate rages on, some NHS trusts have already moved towards gender-neutral terminology, with terms like birthing person replacing mother in an effort to be more trans-friendly. The shift has provoked further criticism, with opponents arguing that such changes erode clear, professional language in healthcare settings.